The Clone Wars, as we all know, was a war rife with destruction, despair, and death. Millions upon millions of clones were commissioned to essentially fight and if necessary die for the Republic. Some of these clones of course dying in rather obscure and gruesome ways as shown in the TV show. With that said, not all soldiers were subject to brutal and unlucky deaths as seen in my previous Unluckiest Clones video. And some, although experiencing scenarios where the chances of death were astronomically high, managed to survive against all odds and cement themselves in the Unknown Clone Hall of Fame. When Anakin, Obi-Wan, and a small detachment of 501st and 212th clones are sent on a reconnaissance mission in order to negotiate with the Zygerrian slave mogul known as Dinar, talks end up becoming increasingly intense, which ultimately leads to the slaver detonating explosives in close proximity to the clone forces stationed on the ground.
Here is my counter-offer.
Over here! R2, where are you?
Although this explosion was merely used as a leveraging tool throughout the negotiation process, dozens of clones were still subsequently killed by the blast. Although in general, an unlucky situation to be placed in, the clones present had no control over what was happening, and the few that were caught in the blast still somehow managed to just barely survive, marking them at number 5 on my list. After cornering Grievous, Obi-Wan is finally presented with the golden opportunity he'd eagerly awaited throughout the majority of the Clone Wars. With the help of fellow Jedi Master Adi Gallia and a squad of 212 troops led by Cody, Obi-Wan hoped to capture or if necessary kill his longtime cyborg rival.
Open fire on the Republic ship! Target their engines!
We can still catch him!
As shown in the clips, things didn't exactly go to plan and Grievous was able to ultimately escape, once again leaving Obi-Wan frustrated at the outcome. The emotions weren't mutual among the group however, and the one unknown 212th clone trooper we see survive the ordeal was likely feeling ecstatic, as not only did he engage in active combat with Grievous and live to tell the tale, but he also managed to survive the deadly hyperspace vacuum that nearly killed the entire group. Assuming this singular unknown clone survived to see the rise of the Empire, he would have definitely had great stories to tell his non-clone stormtrooper buddies. Yet another extremely lucky instance takes place whilst Kenobi is in hot pursuit of General Grievous. When Grievous is forced to bail out of his ship and crash lands on Saleucami, the Republic is hot on his tail and has full confidence that this will be the time they end Grievous's legacy once and for all. The droids accompanying Grievous, however, are still armed and pose a huge threat to the tanks whilst equipped with their rocket launchers. The one exemption to this rule, however, being the famous Tank 2.
Fire!
Tank 2, port side! Great shot!
As seen in the clip, for this one specific tank, a combination of luck and skill lead to the entire crew surviving this otherwise lethal shot. With the help of a friend on the ground, our gunner is able to quickly position himself around the rocket's forecasted trajectory and miraculously hits the projectile, leading to an extremely lucky mid-air collision of both shots. Throughout the Clone Wars, it was very rare to witness a Jedi going out of their way to help or save an unnamed clone trooper. This recurring motif is shattered however when the 91st Reconnaissance Corps is sent to liberate Ryloth under the guidance of Jedi General Mace Windu.
Take cover!
After being the lead tank and inflicting major damage from separatist tanks, the ATTE eventually succumbs to the blaster barrage, and the right leg of the tank gets demolished, leading to the pilot becoming unconscious. It is not only lucky that the tank wasn't critically hit, thus killing all the crew, but also that a Jedi general actually cared enough about one of their troops to save him, and didn't use them as cannon fodder like many other within the Republic did. Yet another one involving everyone's favourite cyborg, General Grievous. When Obi-Wan's hangar is under threat and the pilots under his command are succumbing to the massive amounts of separatist forces present, only one pilot manages to survive. Just to be clear, I am aware that I included this pilot in my last Unknown Clone video, and thanks to your guys' knowledge, it actually turns out he did have a name, that name being Engel. With that said, however, I stand by my decision to include this pilot in the video due to him still being relatively unknown to most within the community. Engel, of course, is number one on my list for a reason. He always stood out to me as single-handedly the luckiest clone within the Republic, as the odds of surviving a devastating crash like that must be near zero. Be sure to let me know why you guys think Engel survived this crash. Was it sheer insane luck, or did I perhaps miss something? Let me know below. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out the wider intergalactic community on our website, Discord, and Instagram.